Hey, what's up, fam? All right, we are now in the beginning of a new arc within My Hero Academia, and as is the start of an arc is more intriguing than exciting. Though there was a new, I guess we could really call him a villain laid out, and it's now the very large topic of a conversation within My Hero Academia of what exactly this guy's gonna amount to. People are saying like he's like this like merging of the Joker and the Penguin. I don't really know if I see it yet, but definitely in terms of just this insanity level while trying to justify it at the same time. I don't know. Definitely am interested in him, but I want to see. I want to give it a little bit of time before I like jump on a bandwagon. Obviously, people are anybody who's looked at any like online posts are already like circle jerking this guy to no end of like talking how cool of a villain he is already. It's like he's interesting, but he's barely done anything. But I mean, he holds promise is where I'm going with. You can't just you can't just completely hype up promise. I mean, it's definitely enjoyable, but we'll see. Obviously, though, even though I'm saying this, I do have hopes for him. I think he's cool. I think he's an interesting looking guy. I like that he definitely has this kind of this solemn feeling of regret while justifying like his means while he's doing evil. Like it's like he's talking to some his assistant who after like a commercial he's like making jokes about like the dude's hairline. I don't know why you would ever like make jokes at the expense of your boss. Just seems like a terrible it seems like a terrible idea. Like it doesn't even matter what series it is. Even in real life it just seems like a bad idea. But he's talking about like he's talking about the book of the Meta Liberation War. You know, you had this, I'm guessing, like civil rights movement and like group of people with quirks when it happened. And again, if if your boss shows interest in something, you probably you probably should instantly shit all over it. Like obviously he's like, "Oh yeah, this guy's book. I liked this book." Why would you instantly want to like go over like such a negatively about it? Like definitely figure out like what he thinks first before because that spelled bad for this guy after he like talked very poorly about the commander of the Meta Liberation Army, and you can tell the guy's just like, God damn it, now I gotta do this. And he goes over and talks to the weird mouse headed guy or whatever he's supposed to be, bear headed or whatever. And it's like he's like, you got any family? He's like, no, I'm single. My mom just died, so I'm pretty much solo right now. And he's like, okay, and just like gets the dude in like a quick lock and chokes him out and kills him. And it's just like, well, at the same time, this like little bit of tears running down his face, and he's just like, well, that's unfortunate but necessary. And I think that's kind of cool of him. I'm hoping he has this evil, large scale businessman feel to it, where even though he's just like, yeah, it's sad that that has to happen, but it's a sacrifice that is willing to be made in order to achieve like the plan. I definitely think that the that I don't know, just that way his hair looks, not the hairline, the way his hair looks, and then like his outfit. Well, he's got the I don't know what kind of hat that is, and the suit. It's probably what people are getting like a lot of Joker vibes from one of the old ones. But how the guy, the commander of the Meta Liberation Army, without people knowing, had a kid, and I'm guessing it's this guy, which would make sense, obviously, if this guy who, even though he did a lot of it in this like liberation army bit and fighting for the rights of the Quirks people, even though a lot of it was bad, you could say bad stuff for good means ultimately. You can have you can have like criticisms on it, but when one of the guys, like the leader guy, is, I'm guessing, the father of somebody like who's already seemingly a bit unstable, probably not a good idea to make fun of him. But now he's meeting up, and it seems like he has a. So this is what actually is very much got my attention of how he's really gonna be depicted as a villain in a lot of ways in the series. Is I guess on the matter of things and the Liberation Army, and then talking about on Destro's good name, the I'm guessing his father, which makes me wonder like how. how did he? How did that guy have a son? Assuming that's his son with such a big nose, but how he wants to destroy the League of Villains, and so I'm wondering how exactly it's going to be depicted more of why they would want to take this guy down if obviously he's got some questionable means, but if his end result is he's going towards the League of Villains, what I would actually am very curious about is if we see this from two different sides, as if we're seeing one side of like a villain group go against, all the class 1A and Deku and all those guys. But at the same time, you saw something like Bad Touch and all of the more larger people of that group, like Cremation and I don't remember the teleporty guy's name, and Toga and all them, of them dealing with this group. What was their group name? Det Naret or some shit. But if they're dealing with them, so you're getting, like I said, two sides to it. Where at one point the villains are, they're the villains, they're the bad guys, the heroes are going after them. But you're getting like swap back and forth, and on one end it's more of the villains are, even though they're still villains, they're a protagonist of one side of the story, and this group led by I don't know if they said the guy's character name, his hero or villain name, whatever he's gonna go by. Destro is offspring, whatever, of them being more of the antagonists. So I think that definitely has more of my interest than you got Todoroki, Bakugo, and the fact that NASA actually exists again. Them doing their own things and potentially becoming licensed heroes finally, or is it hero provisional license, whatever it is. But I'm much more interested in how this enemy group is gonna play into this next arc, much more than much more than Todoroki and Bakugo would do. It's gotta be cool if they get there. They progress more, but it's definitely not where my interest in what's going on right now is. Also, when are we getting that goddamn prison break arc? When's it gonna happen, Horikoshi? God damn it! I got so excited when I heard about Gigantomachia near the end of the last arc, because I was talking to somebody prior to that scene about him, and they're like, "Who the hell is that?" And then it was like two of My Hero Academia fans, and I'm just like, how can you not remember this guy's name with like his position in the League of Villains, and the fact he was like a direct subordinate of All for One, and just this stuff. And then he got mentioned, and I was like, yes, we're gonna get to see this guy do shit because he looks interesting. He's obviously very powerful. And I talked about, I think, in the last video of the potential of a prison break arc and just like all the new enemies they could bring up, as well as return of old ones. I think that'd be really interesting. Other than that, drop a comment below and what you thought about this chapter. Like I said, like all the stuff prior to that and all the stuff following, like it's like cool. Look, the kids are doing stuff again. They're working further down their careers, and I'm just like, I'm that's cool and all, but my interest is like 100% in this chapter of where this new enemy is going to play into the story. So like I said, drop a comment below on what you think about that and how you think that's going to go, and really appreciate it if you would thumbs up the video, befriend the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. And I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.